Hello everybody, welcome back to the Meg Moonbeam YouTube channel. My name is Sunny and this is Weekly Crystal Predictions with Sunny, that's me, for the week of June 14th to June 20th. Now, before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel, please like this video, please share, it really helps the channel's growth. If you would like to book a astrology consultation with Meg, the link is below. The scorplingshop.com, our unique gem boutique, is having a promotional code for the month of June. It is June 10 and you can apply that at checkout so you can get 10% off your entire order. Okay, so for this week, the energy is a lot different than last week for the new moon. For me at least. I don't know, you guys can let me know if you feel the same. I know we had a Mars square Pluto, which can be, well, which is very intense and can be very irritating, and I felt really tired this week. I'm also on my moon time as a woman, so that definitely played a part. But yeah, I noticed that a lot of people just felt like tired and lacked energy and they just wanted to rest, which is probably good. That's probably, you know, spirit asking us to slow down a bit and to, you know, stay safe, which is kind of the theme of this week. When I was asking spirit, where is this, what is the theme, what are we going to be talking about, what is coming up for people this week for this weekly crystal prediction, and it very much had to do with, I'm wearing red here, I'm wearing red here, I'm wearing red pants, I'm even wearing red undies, okay? So, if you know where I'm going with this, we're talking about the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra, and that is all about feeling safe, being grounded, and, you know, our bodies and our planet, our home, what we do physically, how, you know, our health, our overall physical health. And a lot of us are feeling unsafe and maybe have been struggling with survival mode, and it's not a new thing, okay? Yes, there has been struggle on the planet for, I mean, there's been wars, you know, there is a war going on right now, but it's not just about feeling like on the collective scale of like horrible things happening to us and genocide happening to us in all forms, not just, you know, brutal physical, you know, war. I don't know what the proper word is, but also medical and nutritional, you know, genocide, and also spiritual and psychological warfare with what we are consuming, but also, you know, even the frequencies that are being put out into our environment. So, you know, there's just an attack on our safety, our home, our survival, and our abundance, and it is really up to us to become aware of these things and to, you know, turn that around and fight against those powers that are trying to, you know, keep us down. Okay, so I know a lot of us starseeds, if you want to call yourself that, or spiritual woo-woo people, have had an issue in general their whole lives feeling grounded or feeling safe in their bodies, feeling safe in their homes or in their families that they chose on a higher level, and on earth, because it's just like, it's like that first, you know, thought that you have as a hippy dippy whatever, that it's like, why do I have to pay to live on a planet that I was just born on and that's like natural? Why do I have to pay for something that's natural? Like, I get the money currency exchange, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having an exchange or having, you know, a physical attribute for that, like that's totally fine, but it's like the struggle of it all, and it's like, I'm not even in charge of that. Like, there's a big brother, there's a government, there's shadow governments like in control of that, in control of where I can go, when I can go, how much I can get, when I can get it, you know what I mean? Like the taxes and all that stuff. It's just very unnatural for us. It doesn't feel natural for us, so it makes living on earth, which is natural, you know, growing your own food, doing just the day-to-day things that you have to do, it makes it feel more difficult, especially for those of us who are more spiritually inclined, who are receiving and perceiving high amounts of information that are coming from, you know, the ethers and the heavens all day, every day, including, you know, perceiving our own emotions and also empathically picking up on other people's stuff. So there is an attack on the root chakra and safety, not only on the larger scale, like in the world, like I was talking about how there's wars and stuff, but even in our own personal lives, we can feel uncomfortable or feel like we're in survival mode. So I feel like this week with the Mercury Cazimi, and also before we get into the reading too, Meg just did a live about the Mercury Cazimi for all signs yesterday, so I would apply that reading to this reading as well, because the Mercury Cazimi has a lot to do with this reading. I feel like it's going to bring a lot of realizations on how we can break the illusion of the story that we created, that we cannot be abundant, that we cannot feel safe, that we cannot change. And for example too, being so comfortable is also like an over extension of the energy of the Muladhara. For example, I was in a situation where I was so comfortable, like I didn't really have to worry about anything, about my basic survival needs, my basic, like my home, my food, my bed, and just like having my bills paid for. I was so comfortable that I became uncomfortable because I wasn't taking responsibility for myself and what I could control myself. Okay, it wasn't like a balance of give and take. It was like everything was done for me, and it was to a point where the things that weren't being met, which is me living my life and me having excitement and me going out there and, maybe having a little bit of chaos. I am a Scorpio with my North Node in Scorpio. We could leave that for another day. I was so physically comfortable that I became uncomfortable, and it made me sick, and it was blocking me from my true abundance, which is what I'm supposed to build in my life. And I know a lot of you are too. We're all on different paths. And even if your path is to gain physical comforts and wealth through another person, as long as you're still doing what you need to do and taking action towards what you need to create in life, that's totally fine, because we all have different missions in life. That's just an example for my life, and I had to change it, and that is really trusting spirit, and that's really stepping into your Muladhara and really telling yourself, hey, I trust myself. Hey God, I trust you, and I want to, I want to feel safe. I want to be in control of myself. I want to prove that I can do this. I am in a body. This is what I'm meant to do. So I might be circling. I'm kind of losing my train of thought a bit, but this week I really feel like a lot of us are going to be breaking the illusions of the stories that we've been told, or the stories that we've adopted, or stories that we've told ourselves that stop us from gaining our true abundance and gaining our safety, and stepping out of like the survival mode and being our own warriors, and being warriors for others too, making the world safe for our collective as well, treating our home beautifully. So we don't have one specific crystal for this week. We have a few, and they're going to be 4 groups again. And there's 2 red crystals and 2 black crystals. Red and black are associated with the root chakra. And yeah, I hope you really like it. We're going to do the same format. Oracle cards, maybe some tarot. Haven't decided yet. We'll see in the next slide. And I, again, will be answering 3 of your yes or no questions with the dowsing rods. So I really hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for sticking with me through the intro. Now let's get into your readings. Okay, so we have 4 piles to choose from. Before we get started, I do want to mention, because this is very interesting, that I could not find the Atlanta Survivor tapestry that I use usually anywhere, even though I knew exactly where it was yesterday. I could not find it anywhere, and then I randomly found this Native American sun art printed onto a scarf in the pocket of a jacket that I recently thrifted. So that's very strange, but everything happens for a reason. It's red, it's brown, it's very Muladhara, so I think that's very interesting. So we have 4 groups. Group number 1 is black tourmaline. Group number 2 is carnelian or red agate. Group number 3 is black kyanite. And group number 4 is red opal. So please take your time in choosing your pile, whatever crystal or groups calls out to you. Pay attention to those feelings. Or if it helps, you can use a random number generator on Google. And yeah. Okay, great. Let's get into your reading. Okay, group number 1, if you chose this black tourmaline, this is your reading for the week, all about your root chakra, what's going on with that, what you need to do, or what's coming up for you, or what's happening in your life that will help you feel more safe and more, efficient in your human body. So, because you were attracted to the black tourmaline, I really feel like you are in a stage of letting something go. If you haven't already let something go, there is something major that you need to let go. And for some of you, I feel like it's a crossroads. So you could go that way, you could go that way. By either way, something is going to no longer be in your life. It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a habit, it could literally be anything. I think you know what it is. There's an ending and there's a letting go of something coming in your life. And if you have already let this thing go, you are in now the stages of healing, recycling your energy, so turning all of that into something beautiful, replenishing your energy, calling back your energy that you gave away to the thing that you had to let go of, the thing that was draining you. So this thing that you have to let go of it's a good thing. There's always a time, there comes a time where we have to let go of stuff, and that's not really bad necessarily, because it could be something that is draining you and is something that's detrimental to your personal growth, and that could also be a block to your abundance and to your safety. Black tourmaline is all about recycling and transmuting the energy, so we're changing and alchemizing this thing. So let's see what's going on in the card. So I've chosen one animal totem for you to guide you through this time, and let's see. I don't use these cards often. Every time I do consult them, it's very, very powerful, and that's why I choose to use them less frequent, because it's very powerful. So okay, so we have the squirrel, and the squirrel is all about like resourcefulness and like holding on to things and taking inventory for all the things that you have, and really like caring about your possessions. And it is it's survival. It's like preparing for the future. And I think you can be good at that, but sometimes it can be to a point where it's like you need to actually let go of some things. So you have taken inventory, you have been taking care of yourself in a certain way. There's a lot of things that are like lined up and good to go, but then there might be another part of your life where you're holding on to certain things that you don't need, that are holding you back, or to certain relationships that are holding you back. So this is all about resourcefulness, what matters most, what you need the most, and going towards the direction of what's best for you, and not holding on to things. Like you could have, like this squirrel's holding an acorn, it was upside down. Like, how do we know that that acorn's not rotten? Do you need a rotten acorn? No. So there comes a time where certain things need to be let go of. So the squirrel's going to help you with that. Okay, so we have intuition, Mercury in Cancer, fulfillment, Saturn in Sagittarius, and Mercury in Scorpio, extremism. So we got 2 Mercury cards, so a lot of mental things going on here. So I feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about, or you know the thing that needs to be let go of, and also you're just a very intuitive, perceptive person, and this is kind of like your goal. Like what you want. You want to feel fulfilled, you want to feel stable. That's all you're trying to do. You could have had times in your life where you've been very, very frugal and resourceful. You've been taking care of yourself. Maybe you're only able to rely on yourself, and you've kind of now given some of your trust into another person, a relationship, job, or thing, and it's actually to a point where it's extremely not healthy. There's an extremism here. So you do see this bird. The bird isn't like a happy bird. This bird's like, rah. So this guy is like getting the message to be like, okay, I need this from you. Like this is, I'm picking up as like, this is like you, and you're like in this beautiful world, and you're kind of like feeling restricted by this dude who, this is all like, this has nothing to do with you. This is this own guy's problems, blah, blah, blah. So, you could be, again, is the acorn rotten, or is it like a nice healthy acorn that you can store for a bit and it will nourish you and replenish you and be useful for you? Or is it something that you no longer need, and it's to the point where it's extremely unhealthy for you to hold on to it or to eat it? If that makes sense. Okay, we got hematite, which is a very grounding stone. And oh my god, we have black tourmaline. Are you kidding me? Okay, so the group that chose black tourmaline got the black tourmaline crystal. This is crazy. Okay, so spiritual grounding, it says, but yeah, so hematite is a metal, and it is very grounding, and it is a very mentally grounding, mentally balancing stone. And black tourmaline is a very protective stone, a stone that is a transmuter. So you are being asked really to protect yourself and to be smart and to not ignore your psychic or intuitive hunches, and to really, even though it might seem scary, really trust yourself. And sometimes you might be like a little bit scatterbrained too, like with the squirrel as well. You could be somebody who loses things a lot. And that is because you may be ungrounded. There's a lot going in your mind. You could be like a little bit anxious. There could be like, what's the word? Like you could have like scrutiny is the word that's coming up. You could be very fearful to an extreme of not having enough. So being in lack mindset even. So even letting go of that lack. And you're very intuitive, which means that you're so turned on spiritually and psychically that you can actually make these situations happen. You can actually create this. Like I said before with alchemy, that the stone is an alchemy stone. You could be bringing your fear into your life, into your physical situation. Because you actually are so powerful. So we need to like change or turn that around. So instead of being so scared that you're not going to have enough, and you keep operating from that place where you feel like you need to keep collecting things, even if they're going bad, it's not healthy for you. So we need to just be at peace and at ease with what we have and where we are, and be grateful for what we have, and to know when to let go of things that we no longer need. And it will change our mindset into a more like abundant mindset. Also with the black tourmaline, because we have both of them here and the hematite here, it is a call for protection. So you maybe need to protect yourself from your own negative mindset or other people in your life that are kind of encouraging this way of thinking that is no longer serving you, or just a negative relationship that needs to be let go of. Because like I said, we are in a letting go period of our life. Sorry if you hear little like crunches in the background, that's my cat eating food. Okay, and then we have two dragons, which are very much associated with the root chakra and primal kundalini energy. Okay, wow, so independence, carving your own path. Okay, wow. And dominance, believing in yourself. Okay, so that's really interesting that we have this person who looks like very dominating here. And the squirrel kind of like, it was upside down, so it's kind of like scared to do things for itself. And it's just like accumulating like all this like nervous energy, being like, oh, is this enough? Am I enough? Do I have enough? Am I going to be able to do this? Like you need to find your independence. You need to really let go of the situation that you're in that leads you to be so anxious about what you have and what you don't have. Right? And I think it has to do with material wealth, which makes sense because we are talking about the root chakra. You need to step out and you need to carve your own independence. So this is kind of like, if you watch the beginning of the videos, this is kind of what I was talking about with my own personal experience. It's like you have so much, but is all of it necessary, and is it actually fulfilling you? Because are you making your own decisions, or are you just like relying on other people to make sure that you're gonna be okay tonight? You know what I mean? And then dominance can also, it's about believing in yourself. It's taking dominance over yourself, but it's also no longer giving others or outside sources the authority to have dominance over you. Okay. Last 3 cards. We have Azurite. Okay, wow. We have Distant Healing. And we have the Akashic Records. Okay, so the reason why you are in this comfort zone, I feel like we're in a comfort zone that's getting uncomfortable. That's kind of like where I was coming from, is because you're a very highly spiritual person. I saw that with the intuition card here, and the spiritual grounding, and the fact that you need protection and all that. You are bringing in the higher frequencies here. I mean, you're at this reading for a reason. You are here to birth, you know, the new earth with the rest of us starseeds. And so you needed a safer space to kind of go through your, you know, dark nights of the soul and all that, and like figuring out who you are. And it would be very beneficial for you to receive healing from faraway places. So if you can't get, like, let's say there's a specific place on the planet, a sacred space, or like a country, or just anywhere that you can't get to right now, I would say that, for example, if you really feel called to the ocean, whether it's the Atlantic or Pacific, you can go online and literally look at videos of the ocean, and this is a specific spot. If you feel called to a specific spot, you can watch videos about that place. You can listen to like the ocean sounds or whatever, if that makes sense. Could even be like, yeah, I'm feeling like a place. Sorry, I'm feeling like a place. Or if there's somebody that you know that you guys are at a distance that you feel like very connected to, that can help you spiritually, you can ask them for prayers. You can even send out prayers. You could ask the angels for their support and prayers, whoever you pray to. I feel like there's a lot of energetic healing going on. I feel like this group is like really, you guys are very like controlled and very smart and very organized in certain ways, but then there's like another part of you where you like give up your trust in yourself, and you kind of throw it in the hands of an outside source, and it's time to let go of that. So if there's a place that you can't get to that you feel like that will really help you, you could even start, like, because I was saying you're an alchemist and you can create things, you can even attract or create that you will get to that place by watching those videos or putting pictures of that place onto a vision board. I hope that makes sense. And again, with the Akashic Records, so there's a lot of, and when I'm talking, like my head is starting to hurt and I feel like hazy, and I'm finding it hard to find like the proper words to even say to you guys. You guys are healers. You guys have like really, maybe somebody has been telling you, or like something that you've been telling yourself is like, you can't do spiritual work because it's not going to support you. But we're actually coming into a time where it is going to be supported, and it already is. Like you see me, I'm doing this right now. Meg does like the astrology, that's her livelihood, and so many other people are teaching us about, you know, spiritual subjects, metaphysical subjects, things that have to do with our actual health, you know, on the planet, things that we've forgotten, things that have to do with like magic and subtle energy and healing and, you know, crystals and all that stuff. We are needed. We people who came here and remembered these gifts, this wisdom, these truths, we are needed. So it is time for you to step into that and trust yourself, because like the squirrel, you have everything that you need. Like an alchemist, you have everything that you need in order to find your fulfillment. and you don't need, you know, to be drained and to be constantly feeding like these illusions and these stories that society tells us, or that we're stuck in. Maybe you're stuck in a shitty job that you feel like that's your only survival, but it's really not. So I would suggest stepping towards the more spiritual side of life that you want to be in, that you probably live day by day, like when you come home, but like to have it become like your entire life, your life's work, your job. Reading the Akashic records for people, this is just telling me that this is something that you've come into this life with, the ability to go into the Akashic records and to read, to see all past, present, future things that have to do with, you know, the whole universe, the earth, souls, other galaxies and stuff like that. You're able to dive into those worlds that of like the higher dimensional stuff. But for some reason, you've been telling yourself that you can't do that. Like that's not a reasonable thing for you to do, and that it's scary to step into. But just see all these people on YouTube, online, doing this type of work, and know that you can too. Carve your own path and believe in yourself. Remember, believe in yourself. Don't give your power up to other people's opinions, judgments, and ideas. And you got to stay grounded. You got to bring all that spiritual energy and wisdom into your body, and know that you can, you know, intertwine being a human on earth, being productive on earth, and also being very spiritual and being a guide for others. But first you have to be your own guide, so you have to believe in yourself. And again, with the Mercury Cazimi, these could be realizations that you could be receiving this week from the cosmos, and even guidance on how you can move forward in your spiritual journey and making it your life's work. Letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of the harsh poo-poo that wants to keep us down and not let us, you know, be our beautiful, vast, colorful, creative selves. Okay, group number 1, now that we're finished with your card reading, we are going to ask 3 of your yes or no questions with the dowsing rods. Please think of your first yes or no question. Okay, that's a yes. Please think of your second yes or no question. That's a yes. And please think of your final and third yes or no question. Okay, we got 3 yeses. I hope this reading resonated with you. If it did, please leave a red heart emoji in the comments, sending crystal blessings your way, and see you next week. Hello, group number 2. If you chose this carnelian crystal, then this is your message all about what's going on with your root chakra, what we can do to correct any of the issues that we might be facing, any of the blockages that we might be facing, and yeah, how we can make ourselves feel more safe in our bodies and in our lives and on the planet. So immediately with the carnelian, I feel like this doesn't want to stay in my hands. The energy of this is very much let's go, which makes sense because it's a carnelian. And something new is coming to you. You are allowing something new into your life. A new opportunity is knocking on your door, or has already knocked on your door, and it's going to make you feel really alive, and it's really in line with what you are meant to be focusing your energy on in this life. Physically, what you are supposed to be feeding, what you're supposed to be sharing, what you need, what's going to help you get into a position where you can, you know, feel abundant and take care of yourself. So that's what's happening for you. I feel a lot of fiery energy, a lot of creative energy. I mean, you chose a red crystal, so it's not surprising. Something new, could even be romantic, So let's see what's going on with that. I chose a animal card for you. We're going to do that first. It's a totem. These cards are really powerful. I don't consult with these cards often because when I do, they are very, very like, wow. So let's see the animal that is going to guide you through this. Wow. So this, first of all, this is the first card in the deck. And second of all, this is very, very powerful. It's the eagle. It's the seer of all things. Like, this is a very strong, independent, the eye kind of looks like the Carnelian. So it's like you kind of already know what you want to do. So I feel like this is going to be like one giant confirmation. I mean, we'll get further into the reading, but you are at a very good place in life right now. I think when it comes to your survival and your safety and what it is that you are working towards and creating in your life. And the eagle, this is like you're stepping into a very powerful phase in your life, because I feel like you've probably already been through a lot of the difficulties and the karmic stuff in your life. You've kind of been clearing that and aware of that for some time. Okay, idealism, sun in Aquarius. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Something new, something innovative, something fun. A lot of idealism. A lot of interesting experiences. Higher knowledge. Hold on. Jupiter in Aries, enterprise. Okay, wow. So that's very fiery as well. Jupiter in Aries, so something expanding something, you know, by your own power. We have the hand here in the middle here, the acorns, like resources, the flowers, something growing, something flowering from your own hand by your own will and through the connection that you share with the Creator. And health. Wow, we got lots of positive cards. So we got 2 sun cards. It's awesome. So this is the sun in Virgo. This is health. So the sun is shining on you. We have 2 cards here that show with Aquarius. It's not a surprise, but like the water bearer. But like this person's also pouring the water on you. So something, and there has to do something with abundance. So in abundance. So you could be you could have tackled something that had to do with your health that really helped with your feeling safe already. You could be like a health entrepreneur or a nutritionist or something like that. And also the acorns is like a symbol of health and vitality too. You could be organically growing your business through believing in yourself, through being innovative, through putting yourself out there, through knowing like this is what you're here to do. Like obviously, I already see that, the eagle. Okay, wow, red jasper, nurturing. So we have a red stone, actually, that's so cool. Again, with nourishment, nutrition, nurturing. I want to keep going. Okay, you got 3 of these. I chose 2 cards, I think, from all the groups, but you got 3 of these. Oh my god! That is so weird. Okay, first of all, group number 1 that picked black tourmaline actually got the black tourmaline card, and now you have the carnelian card, creativity. That is so crazy because you picked the Carnelian. That is so weird. Okay. Oh my god, you got 3 red stones and spiritual warrior. Holy crap, ruby. Wow. Okay, this trips me out, dude. These readings really freaking trip me out. Okay, so basically, I really feel like you are on the right path. This is something that the issues that you've had with your root chakra is something that you've already kind of addressed, and you actually are living out and walking the path needed to be able to feel safe and to survive and to be independent in this life. And it has a lot to do with nurturing yourself, not only through food and stuff like that, but maybe through physical exercise, maybe through self-love and inner child work, being creative, also being very physical. Like you might be somebody who likes to work out or to be out in nature, go for walks and stuff like that. Because you're a spiritual warrior, you've accepted your path as a warrior, and you're not afraid. You have like the courage and the fire by your own hand, and you kind of are able to make it fun too. You know, it's like, okay, well, I'm in this body. I see all the things that are going on. Like I know that there's evil overlords trying to fuck with us. And I have a mission. Like, I can't just like let this keep happening. So I need to be the best that I can be while also having fun, because I realize it and I can see this and take action into my own hands. Okay. Wow. This is like really powerful. So this is just like one giant confirmation. As I said before, something new is probably coming into your life. We got 2 dragon cards because they're very primal. So moving forward, exactly. So enlightenment, moving forward, and space. Okay, so this is very interesting. So we have lots of very grounding cards, but then we have like these 2. Well, this is grounding, but it's also spiritual warrior. We have these 2, like, I feel like more airy, elementy cards in a certain way, because moving forward could also be like something that's very inspirational. There's a light there, you know what I mean? I mean, with the moon, it's watery in all aspects moving forward. And it has to do too with the eagle, like overseeing things, being very spiritually aware. How do I explain this? I'm sorry. I feel like this light that I'm using like makes it hard for me to talk, so I need to figure out what to do and not have this LED light. It's like if you guys have any recommendations for a light that's not this crazy LED, let me know. Okay, so before I lose my train of thought, you have chosen to move forward. You do not let the past and the hardships that you go through define you, and you don't want to be a victim because you're a spiritual warrior. You need to be strong not only for yourself, but for others. You need to be strong for the planet, for the collective, for yourself, of course, but you're on a mission, because if you feel this way, if you've had all these experiences, if you know something's not right, you have to go out, and spread the word, right? And if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not actively grabbing the bull by the horns and accepting your mission, like, you are not going to I just lost my train of thought. If you're not actively taking care of yourself, you won't be able to spread the word to others, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So you've decided to move forward through the hardships. And space just means to me that, again, like, you are able to create and move within these darker, shadowy parts of life, within these darker realms, and still, bring light into the world, and still, like, okay, I see I see what you're trying to do, but I'm not going to give you power, kind of thing. And the fact that you have like a lot of spiritual wisdom and probably are connected to the stars and star people could be also why you are so steadfast in your journey, because you are a starseed and you're aware of it. Okay, ancient wisdom, see, you have all the knowledge. You came here with the information that you needed, and you are putting it in motion. You're not just like ignoring it. You're not just like sitting in the back rows. You might be very vocal on your social medias about what you believe and what you think is going on, so that you could help inspire and spread the word and raise awareness and raise the frequencies. Grandmother Crystal Deva, wow, miracle healing. So you are encouraging people to we have a goose in the background. That's the clock. That's so funny. Hold on, sorry. Oh my god. Okay. You're encouraging people to find different ways to heal themselves. You could have actually been somebody who had sickness and survived it, and did it through holistic and spiritual means, through the power of our magic, through our mind, through our connection to God. Not only that, the grandmother tells me you are very wise. The eagle tells me you're very wise. Space tells me you're very wise. All of this tells me that you're very wise, and that you're here to, you didn't only miraculously heal yourself, you're here to help heal others. You're here to spread the word. Something happened to you, and you know that other people are going through it, and they might be stuck on a false system that's actually making them continue to be sick or making them sicker, and you want to help people break out of those cycles. Okay, that's part of your purpose. That's what you're doing. And one tribe community, exactly. You want us all to be connected. You want us all to be aware of the fact that we're connected, and you want us to come together as a community that we can all be on the same frequency, that we can all be aware of these spiritual truths, that we can all be aware that all the power lies within us and in nature and within God, and that we can also have fun doing it. So you might be like some type of an influencer in that kind of way, like a spiritual influencer, or you might want to be a spiritual influencer. You could just be like a very inspirational person in your personal life. You're a spiritual warrior. You could be, I don't know, you could be a farmer, you could be an astrologer, you could be a crystal healer, you could be just somebody who talks about, you know, mindset, psychology, spirituality, anything like that. A nutritionist, like I said before, or a physical therapist or a physical trainer. Like, that's, I really see that from you. Okay, group number 2, to end off your reading, I'm going to ask 3 of your yes or no questions with the dowsing rod, so please think of your first question. That is a yes. Please think of your second question. That is a yes as well. And please think of your third question. Okay, that's a no. And if you liked this reading, if it resonated with you, please leave a red rose emoji in the comments, sending lots of crystal blessings to you. I'm very proud of you. Thank you for being here, and see you next week. Bye. Group number 3, if you chose this black kyanite, then this is your reading. I just want to apologize if the lighting looks different than it did before. I had to turn off this overhead LED light. It was killing me. So hopefully this will go better now that the light is off. Anyway, so this is all about your root chakra, what's going on with your root chakra, and what we can do or what you are working towards to make yourself feel more safe and comfortable in your body and on the planet. So this crystal is really telling me about one of your lessons or spiritual lessons in this life had to do with boundaries. And you're very well aware of people's intentions, and you are able to read people very well. So you're able to create healthy boundaries in order to protect your well-being and your energy. I feel like you've had to cut a lot of negativity out of your life before. This is kind of like a blade. However, certain things from the past might be resurfacing or kind of being held within your field. I don't know how to explain that. You might be, there just might be like some residual energy from certain people or relationships or situations in the past that you're already aware of that are not being released from your being fully. And it could just be because it's something that the universe is asking you or testing you if you've really kind of figured it out or learned yet. So just face those things. Thank them for, making themselves known to you, and kind of, do whatever you need to do to release and let go. I mean, you can also use a black kyanite crystal to cut that stuff out, but we'll see what the cards have to say. So I chose an animal totem for each group. They're very powerful medicine cards. I don't use them often because when I do, I find them to be very accurate and powerful. So this is the animal that's helping you through all this. Wow. And it is a snake, a very, very primal animal that definitely understands boundaries and is all about protection and fearlessness. But also it holds venom. Okay, so there, like I said, there might be something that you could be holding on to that needs to be released. A taste of your own medicine makes you sick. I read that somewhere the other day, which is so funny. And You can also get strong reactions from people too because of your boundaries, and people might think that you're like really intense, or they might like point the finger at you. That's like a very Snake and Scorpio type thing. And it's like they don't realize that what they think is poison, what your poison is actually the antidote to what their shit is. Like they're projecting onto you, but you're the antidote. The thing that they're afraid of, your venom, is the antidote, which is interesting. So you're a very strong person, clearly. Oops. Eccentricity, okay, that makes sense. Idealism, okay, we got that in another group. We got 2 Aquarius cards here, and we got intuition. Another group got that as well. So basically this is telling me that you need to like let your freak flag fly and don't let the things from the past get you down, and just continue to, you know, it could be wounds, it could be childhood stuff, it could be psychological stuff that you have been constantly working on in your life, and that's why you do have big boundaries, because it's hard for you to fully trust people, which is not a bad thing that's not a bad skill to have. Okay, you do want to keep your boundaries up. You don't want to fully trust everybody. That's just life. That has a lot to do with your root chakra. That is your survival. That is your instincts, and you're following your instincts, and snakes are very instinctual animals. And you are a black sheep, probably. We got 2 Aquarius cards. Aquariuses are the rebels, Aquariuses are the innovators, and you're very intuitive, you're very in tune with your nature, with yourself. So I feel like you've already done a lot of work, or are very aware of the issues that you have surrounding your root chakra. Let's see more on what's going on. Okay, you've done a lot of healing. Wow, okay, so we got 2 heart chakra crystals. So this could be about, again, softening yourself to yourself, okay, allowing yourself to be more vulnerable, but also softening to those around you who you can really trust. So I know you've had a hard time trusting people, and for good reason, and that's a great skill to have, is the boundaries. And some wounds might be coming up from the past. Some fears of getting hurt might actually be coming up from the past. That could be what it is. But now you're at a place where, you know, you've been expressing yourself. You've been like the innovator. You've been following your intuition, and you've been like being authentic because you feel like you've protected yourself, but you might be having a little bit of a hard time opening up and being vulnerable with the people that you can actually trust, and the people that you're close to now in this life. So something that will help you with your root chakra and feel more safe is knowing who you can be soft with, knowing who you can be vulnerable with, knowing who you can let your guard down around. And I feel like there's probably somebody in your life right now, or a few people. It could be a couple friends, it could be a family member, or it could possibly be a romantic partner that you are learning how to soften yourself around, because you don't always have to be by yourself, taking care of yourself, having your own back, okay? Like you have an opportunity where there's somebody here that wants to love you, and that wants to gift of love, to make you feel loved, to know how amazing you are, how strong you can be for other people. But now this person wants to be like a container, a support for you. So I think that's where we're at, and that's why wounds of the past are coming up, because it's scary. Okay, so we got 2 dragon cards. Dragons are very primal, so I want to choose them. So knowledge and distraction. Okay, releasing your anger is interesting. So what this is telling me is that you can be your own worst enemy. Your boundaries, which is a good skill and gift to have, can actually be blocking you from receiving the love that you deserve in this life, that you are able to have in this life, that you are able to share with someone in this life, that you are able to give and also receive back fully, totally, devotionally. You need to let go of those wounds from the past that could be making you feel angry and unsafe. You might have wounds of betrayal. Okay? Clearing karma, exactly. Personal power. And guardian. Okay, family karma. Okay, so this is all stuff from, it could be from childhood, it could be from how you were raised, it could be from past lives, which is probably both of them, because you're here, you're a warrior now, and you have like really amazing boundaries, and you have the snake medicine with you now. This is all about for you to feel safe and to do the to balance your root chakra. It's all about like the clearing of the karma. So that's why things from the past are coming up, because they need to be revisited. They may have not been fully released, because sometimes you just brush it off, because you're like, you cut things off before they can start. And with the family karma and the clearing karma, to me, clearing karma, Nirvana Quartz is a very powerful stone. Really resonates with Akashic records and past lives and all that, but also, I mean, in the emotional realm of this life, but also from why you're the way you are from the past. So past lives, and then with this guardian family karma, it could also be from your family, how you were raised, what the parenting skills that your parents had, or parenting, not skills, parenting type, I don't know what the word is, the way you were raised, the mindset that your parents have or that your family has, the culture that you grew up in could have like very restrictive or very like could have shame or guilt, you know, surrounding it. So it's a lot of you being the weirdo, you being very powerful, and people taking advantage of that, and people betraying you, and people you know, not protecting that, the people who are supposed to love you and care for you not protecting you, and you learning how to protect yourself, and your guard and your walls are up really high and really thick, and it's coming to a place now where the best thing for you is to learn how to soften yourself through healing, through love, through accepting love from the people who are now around you that you choose to have around you, if that makes sense. So becoming vulnerable, and knowing that, you know, you're not meant to be alone. You don't have to like be in control of everything around you. You know, you can relinquish some control, you can have a little bit of fun, and you can open your heart to love. I hope that makes sense. It's hard for me to talk today. I don't know why. Let me know if you guys are feeling the same way. It could be all the energy in the cosmos. We're going to end off with answering 3 of your yes or no questions. So please ask your first yes or no question. That is yes. Please ask your second yes or no question. That is a yes. And please ask your third yes or no question. Okay, that is also a yes. If this reading resonated with you, please leave a red apple emoji in the comments. Thank you for being here, sending so many crystal blessings your way, and see you next week. Bye. Okay, group number 4, if you chose this fire opal, this reading is for you. I just want to apologize if the lighting is different. I had to turn off the LED light. It was frying my brain. Okay. Okay, so for the fire opal, I feel like something unexpected is coming into your life. Something fast and explosive, and that's not a bad thing. Something good, unexpected is coming into your life. Or you have unexpectedly stepped into a new phase of your life, into a new version, a new, more creative, more courageous, more brave version of yourself that you honestly, maybe a year ago, did not foresee yourself stepping into. I feel like, yeah, you're becoming more a courageous leader, and the energy that you're tapped into right now, it's like attracting something unexpected and new, which is going to be good, and it's going to happen very quickly. Let's see what the cards have to say. So I picked animal totem cards for each group. These are very powerful. I don't use them often because when I do, they're very intense and very beautiful. And this is the animal that is helping you through whatever is going on with your root chakra and what we can do to correct or make you feel more safe on the planet and in your body. Okay, so we have a possum. Okay, so this is really interesting because I'm pretty sure the possum has a lot to do with survival and being smart. That's not the word I wanted to use. That's a very simple version of the word that I wanted to use. Wanted to say that they are unconsciously strategic in response to fear. And having very strong survival skills. So maybe you could have went through something like really difficult, and even like I'm feeling for some of you like addictions. If you had to deal with addictions yourself or with other people who had addictions, and you really didn't see, you're really like amazed as like at how far you've come since you were at your lowest point. So you could have reached a really low point in your life, and now you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I'm here now? Holy crap, whoa. So you're kind of like on an upward trajectory, and you have really strong survival skills because, I mean, if you've been through some tough times, you got the street smarts, you know what I'm saying? Companionship. Okay, so again, I'm on this path of, if you've been through a really hard phase in your life, I don't know if it's addiction, it could be something that's just like, could be even poverty. You've gotten out of it with the help of people around you who really care about you, okay? And if it wasn't for those people, it probably would have been even harder and taken longer, and for some of you, maybe you wouldn't have been able to even get out of that situation that you were in. That's what I'm seeing there. Egotism, okay. I want to get more into that. And bluff, okay, interesting. You're a tough cookie. Like, not just a tough cookie, but you're like a tough cookie to crack. You're very, I feel like, are you a Gemini? Like, I feel like, you know, you got a lot of energy. You have a lot of different pieces of your personality. You can even have a mental health issue. I don't know if that's the right word. What's the word? Like a diagnosis, some type of a mental health diagnosis. That could make it hard for you to be stable, which has to do with our root chakra. And you've had to learn in vicious ways sometimes to survive and to live through the hardest times of your life, because you're someone who naturally finds themselves in chaotic situations. And if you didn't have people around you that saw you at the highest light that you are, like the beauty of your soul, if you didn't have those people around you, I feel like it would be really hard for you to find the strength to get out of it, because like I said, you do have issues. You can find yourself having issues with your ego. You could be sometimes arrogant. You might not want to listen to people. You might be stubborn, and you might not take things super seriously, and you might, play around with, or have been someone to play around with people's mental well-being, because that's just what comes naturally to you. That's what you know. That's how you see the world. The world isn't just like a straight line. Like, everything's just like all fucked up and crazy, right? So I feel like I'm actually really proud of you that you've come this far, and I feel like even you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I'm the last person I think that would, like, for example, even getting your own like apartment or something, maybe that could be like a huge achievement for you, like being stable enough to even live on your own and pay for your own apartment. You're just like, what the fuck? Seriously? Okay, so that's interesting. And, you know, that all has to do with your root chakra and your survival. So you are on the right path, even though it seems crazy, even though, you know, life can be hard and things hurt and you feel things really intensely and you go through really intense things. It doesn't mean that, you know, there's something wrong with you or that you're living your life incorrectly. This is just the journey that you have to go through in order to feel stable and to feel safe, to find that security within yourself. Okay, you really need to go through the shadows of life to learn how this world works, who you are, how other people work, and how you can build yourself up, really. Okay, and work with, you know, the personality that God gave you, that you inherited. Purification. It's all for purification. Okay, so like it's so weird that we have to go through like the weirdest, darkest parts of life in order to, you know, find that light, to find that path, to find our truth, to move forward, to be the best version of ourselves. So you're purifying yourself. You came here with some type of a sickness or to endure some type of a sickness so that your soul could be purified. It's for your soul advancement. I can't tell you why exactly. I mean, that's for God and your higher self to really know. But it is for you to be purified. Maybe something in your past life. It could be something really hard or difficult, or maybe you did some bad things in your past life. Who hasn't? We all have. And you're here to purify yourself. You're here to learn from depths and despair. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, then it could be this could be about somebody close to you. I don't know. Somebody in your life. I don't know. I hope this resonates. Okay, and we have Topaz, which is a master manifestation stone. So you are building yourself up. You are your own. You are a success story in the making, and you could already be a success story that's you know, been created, because you really, really, really are here. I mean, without the love and the support of others and like the communion and community that you have with a specific friend or a group of friends or a family member or something, I feel like it would have been like way harder. I know I've repeated myself a million times, but I mean, you can't do everything by yourself, but mostly you are here because you are creating your own success story. Okay, it might not be just like it doesn't have to be like drugs or poverty or whatever. I mean, you could have been homeless even, or a mental health issue, but you definitely are coming from a place where like you needed street smarts and like really intense survival skills. A story that is popping up into my head right now that I can relate to for you guys is Sylvester Stallone was like totally broke and wasn't even an actor. He never acted in a movie. He just wrote the story for Rocky, and he had to sell his dog in order to make enough money to like pitch his movie, I guess, or to make the movie. I don't remember exactly the right story, but he was basically poor. He had no money. He sold his dog to get some money to make the movie so that he could be in the movie. The producers, like, they didn't want him to be in the movie, and he said, I'm not doing it, basically. Anyways, the movie obviously was a massive hit. He became well known and famous for it, and then afterwards he was able to buy his dog back, actually, for like way more than what he sold it for. But kind of like that, kind of like in that desperate situation where it's like you're not even going to let that stop you, and even though you love, there's something that you really love, like you're willing to let it go so that you can do and fulfill your mission. I know it's extreme, but I feel like we're coming from a really extreme place. And like I said, something new is coming to your life, something unexpected is coming into your life. So that's really good. And topaz is, like I said, a master manifestation stone. So you are here to find success. You are here to be purified from the depths of despair. Okay, so now we have 2 dragon cards, which are very about our primal energy transformation. Exactly. The self. Okay. You've had to feel everything. You've had to endure everything very intensely in order to transform it. Like, you wouldn't be able to reach these higher states if you didn't know how fucked up it felt to be in the dumps, you know what I mean? So you're defining your strength, you're defining who you are by having these really intense experiences and having these really intense hardships, or even certain things that could set you back, like a mental health diagnosis, or even like a physical disability, or whatever it is, some type of addiction, whatever it is that has been debilitating to you in your life. And it's all about the self, and like going back to bloodstone purification. You could be a Scorpio or have something in Scorpio or Gemini, because bloodstone, we have this bluff here that's like, and this very intense, like chaotic energy is very Gemini or Scorpio in my opinion. And the self, it's gathering your power. Like, this is all about, you know, maybe you were even, look at your North Node, maybe you were even like somebody who was in a very powerful position in your past life, and you took advantage of that, and you treated your people like shit. And you didn't care that there was people that were suffering. So now you had to suffer in your life in order to figure out like who you really are, and to purify yourself, and to become like grateful for what you do have in life, and to also see for yourself through experience what it's like to not have, or to go without, and to suffer. So it's like a karmic correction. Master healer, self-healing. Okay, that's like so self-explanatory. Like, this is coming from long lines of karma. Innocence. Okay, we're all born innocent. Okay, so don't be so hard on yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't even towards people who may have been, you could be a victim of abuse, even towards people who abused you. Those people, to some extent, most of the time, were born innocent too, and something horrible could have happened to them that led them down the path that they are, that made them choose to abuse you. You know what I mean? So we're all born children of God. And Golden Door, expanding wisdom. So like I said, you are at a place in your life that you're actually like surprised, and you should be very proud of yourself, and you're going to continue on the upward trajectory, because a new opportunity is coming to you, and it's going to expand your wisdom and open your awareness more to as to why you're here, and like what is your path. And that's all about your survival skills and feeling safer on the planet. So just keep trusting yourself, keep doing the healing work, keep moving forward. Keep those people close to you that are going to help you through these hard times, that have helped you through those hard times. Don't get your head too far up your butt. That's something that you fall into sometimes. It's hard to be told that like what you're doing is not good, or not right. Be open to hearing other people's perspectives and from getting help from other people, and try not. You don't have to be in a survival mode where you have to like fuck around with people all the time and like lie, cheat, scheme, you know what I mean? Although you do have the skills of, you could be a comedian, or remedy all of this with comedy. And it's all because you're supposed to find who you truly are, transform into the higher version of yourself. And it's because of something that's happened karmically from a past life, something that you chose to do in a past life. So I hope that made sense and resonated. I'm gonna finish your reading off with asking 3 of your yes or no questions, or answering 3 of your yes or no questions. So ask your first question. Okay, that was a fast yes. Ask your second question. Okay, that is a yes. And ask your third question. Okay, that is a no. If this reading resonated with you, please leave a cherry emoji in the comments, and sending so many crystal blessings your way. See you next week. Bye.